Hi, I'm Amy Corinne Simpson, and I grew up in Oregon as the oldest of five. And when I was growing up, my mom did in-home daycare. And watching her with my younger siblings and with the daycare children really helped me to feel empowered to want to work with children and really inspired to create safe spaces where children can explore the world. I loved getting home and being able to be validated by the children, and they were always so excited to see me, and it really helped give me a purpose and a love of working with children. I then was a nanny in people's homes and in my own home, and I worked in childcare centers like YMCA and Aspen Grove, and I really made it my life mission to make relationships with children and help them explore the earth. And then I went to BYU and I taught for 6 years. I taught in 3 different states: California, Texas, and Utah. And I taught third through sixth grade. I worked with a lot of second language learners and low income in Texas and California. And I loved working with the second language learners and watching them in their excitement to learn a new culture and a new language, and so willing and so enthusiastic about their learning. I want to be a teacher because they inspire me. The students inspire me to connect, to create, and to explore. And I want to harness that enthusiasm. I truly value living in the now and living to make those connections to myself and to others and to the earth. I love working with the the team members on my team, with my coworkers, and watching their strengths. I am very inspired by watching what other people love, and I feel so excited to share in their enthusiasm. I think that working with students, the biggest challenge is the different levels in the classroom. You have the high students and you have the low students, and both of them equally deserve to have their needs met. And the higher students, it's beautiful to watch them explore the real world applications and to dive deeper into how something works and why it works. And especially mathematics now with the curriculum, with all the word problems and the multiple steps, I think that that's so valuable to the higher learners and challenging sometimes for them as well. But I do think that real world applications are the best for higher learners. How can you apply it to something they're interested in? Letting them choose something to research, how to present it, and teaching it to the class even. I think that having them do debates and having them take something and apply it across all the curriculum, such as, for example, debating what's a better pet, a hedgehog or a tortoise, and then debating which one's better, researching which one's better, writing a persuasive essay, and then talking about the care and figuring out how much would it cost to care for it, and how would you care for it, and what enclosure would you build, and how much would it cost to build the enclosure. And that's something I did do with my students, and it was so fun to watch their enthusiasm and to watch learning be applied in the real world across all subjects. And then with struggling students, I think a lot of times attention is very difficult for some students, and I had a student who had a difficult time with staying focused, and I made sure that I was continually available to have close proximity, to help with the starting of assignments, and to do check-ins, and to hold some accountability as far as time goes, and reminders that could be placed on a desk or timers. and then talking with the student about what they were doing, especially in writing, and allowing them to have a sense of ownership. Sometimes I would have to help with transcribing essays if they needed that, or with sentence starters and helping to structure how they wanted to write their text, or breaking down math problems, really creating worksheets that worked for them, where they had access to where the steps went and where the numbers went. And I feel like they were able to be successful as long as I was attentive and understanding what their needs were, and then taking the time and the effort to meet their needs. Literacy, having literacy daily is a constant application. It can be applied across all of the curriculum very easily. Literature is everywhere, and it unlocks all the mysteries of the earth. Literature is going to open the world for you. It's a key, and there's so much research that can be done, so much reading that can be done, and it's really going to empower students and excite students when they see that they can actually have access to whatever knowledge they desire. And I think that that's naturally occurring in schools, is having literature across all the subjects. I think that's just a natural way to learn, is through reading. And I like to have students read together as a whole class while everyone's pointing. I like to have students read individually. I like to have students read in pairs, in small groups, taking turns. I think just really using it in all of its forms is very helpful. And I don't have my gifted endorsement, but in California, I was in charge of the gifted program, and I was able to create that and then teach the gifted program. And I really loved taking those students and challenging them. So one thing we did was, as in California, they were second language learners and new to the culture, they had not heard Jack and the Beanstalk. So we read different Jack and the Beanstalk books. We talked about Jack and the Beanstalk. I wrote a play, and then we did parts, and we did costuming, and we built the set, and then we performed Jack and the Beanstalk for other students who had no schema for the information. They had not yet learned the story, and so that was wonderful to watch them take something and to be a leader in it, and then to teach others as well. And I would love to get my gifted endorsement. I think that that's in the past been a challenge for teachers to be able to meet the needs of students who still need a challenge, because it's very difficult to have students that are struggling and meeting their needs and also the gifted needs. So I truly believe in helping the students who still need to progress but might need a challenge. So thank you so much for listening. I can't wait to meet you guys. Bye.